Let's go right to this. It's breaking, folks. John Hickenlooper, former Democratic governor of Colorado, former governor of Colorado, right? He's former governor, right?
Yes.
I think his jumping into this election proves my point that that we're talking about like a very, very low cost, low bar to entry here. Is there something going on with the phones?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just saw it. Yeah,
okay.
Ringing or something.
And he's either looking for somebody to be somebody's, I guess, VP, although I don't know why someone would pick him as VP. But
Booker Hickenlooper 2020.
Yeah, I guess
been saying it.
But here he is. It is shocking to me. I mean, this is genuinely shocking. I mean, this is almost like the most radical thing I've seen in this election, right? That somebody could actually say this on national television and not be laughed off the stage at this point. I almost think like this is almost like criminal behavior. If you're a Democrat, if we had speech laws in this country, right? This is the type of speech that I think should actually be made illegal. Here is Hickenlooper. He's on what is it?
This week with Stephanopoulos.
This week with Stephanopoulos, and here is his prescription. Here is what he is picking up on what's going on in the country now.
Let's put some meat on the bones. You're elected president, you come in. Mitch McConnell, Republican Mitch McConnell, still the head of the Senate. They still have a majority. What's the first thing you do with him? What can you work on together?
Well, just like anybody, people are responsive to people that they think respect them and they feel heard. I learned this in the restaurant business. When someone's angry, you don't, fight back on them or argue with them. You repeat back their words. And if Mitch McConnell, when I come into office, I would go to Mitch McConnell to his office and I would sit down with him and say, now what is the issue again? And we would talk and I would continue to speak back to him. It sounds silly, right? But this works. This is what I did with the suburban mayors, and they hated the city of Denver. You go to any metropolitan area in the country, the arguments between the big city mayor and the suburban mayors, they're almost endless. We're the one place where this has gotten done, and I think it'll work in Washington.
This is such sheer insanity. And now I know there's a market for this from people who don't follow politics and aren't aware that Mitch McConnell made it his lifelong mission on day one to make sure that Obama did not get reelected. Literally said this. Fine. That's your... I certainly have been working to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't get reelected. That Mitch McConnell, who was willing to essentially destroy the Senate so that Trump would get elected in 2016, the naivete. I mean, if he believes it, if he doesn't believe it, then, he's just an all and out liar. But I mean, to actually believe that the problem is somebody hasn't sit down with Mitch McConnell and not called them names.
Or don't feel heard.
Yeah. Was Barack Obama really just that mean of a guy?
I'm going to get in there and I'm going to listen to Mitch McConnell's feelings.
I'm going to
get
sit down,
things done.
right.
Thank you for validating my feelings.
I feel heard.
I guess, well, you can have that Supreme Court pick back.
What were we talking about? Supreme Court?
Listen, you guys can have Clarence Thomas because I feel like I've been listened to today.
Hickenlooper sits down with McConnell. McConnell just breaks into tears. You're the first person who's ever come here and called me Mitch. Let's hug it out.
He goes to take a selfie with him, and Mitch starts crying because no one's ever asked him for a selfie before.
You're the first person to take a picture of me, not ironically.
Let me compose myself.
Oh, my God. I just can't believe. Is he a millionaire?
Yeah, he has a successful chain of
Okay.
craft breweries.
I
and
just
restaurants.
like literally
in
just
Denver.
went through my head was like, wait a second, who is working on his campaign that is telling him this is? He must have a lot of just his own money. He must be self-financing something, and then boom, that's it. Of course.
Yeah, he's telling a similar
like-
story to our friend Howard
Howard
Schultz.
Schultz, right.
And this is I don't think it's new, but it's a subcategory that I've been enjoying this time around is business person getting in and telling them how their business practice will be the best way to deal with government. Because I want like a weird business person getting there. I want like a cattle farmer to get in there and be like, well, you see, when I have the cow, I want to stick my hand in its ass and I just grab onto the organs. That's what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah. Government's just like a restaurant.
That's what he said.
Or maybe government's like a coffee shop. Honestly, if I leave this show, like the other job that I feel like I would want would be go to really wealthy people and tell them they should be president and that I'm the guy who can make it happen. And see if I could last like 6 months just going like, yeah. You know what the best part about this would be? If Steve Schmidt is also working for him too. Because at that point you double dip.